running, collect metrics, all that stuff. We basically interview the same way for all the teams, which is we're looking for software engineers, because everything in computers now, everything in the real world is software. There's one of my favorite quotes is, I think it was the COO of Alaska Airlines, said, "We are not an airline, we're a software company that flies airplanes." Everything's about software. So even if we're just focusing on database teams or we're focusing on automation teams, we're always looking for software. So our interview process, at least in my group, is threefold. We start with a phone screen. And the phone screen is basically an opportunity for the manager or someone like a senior level engineer to talk to you and just feel you out. See if you would like the job, let you ask some questions. And we generally ask a little bit, because my team is spread out across the world, we ask a couple of questions like, if you were to work from home, what would that be like for you? Just to make sure that you would be set up for success in the team. It usually only lasts about 30 minutes. It's just some basic questions of like, what do you like to do? If you were working from home and this happened, that sort of thing. Then we move on to a homework assignment. And that homework assignment is just like Mr. Boland was mentioning that Mr. Shopper's group does, is we give you an hour and we give you a problem to solve. And we have a couple of different options. But basically it's like we give you an hour's worth of time, we send you an email saying, here's your assignment, go. We expect that you actually are gonna focus on it for an hour, just like you were at work and you had a task to do. And this particular exercise is you have to write a piece of software that talks to a service we run, and it's actually, we call it palindromer. So we give you a string of words, some of which are palindromes. You have to figure out which ones are palindromes and send the palindromes back. And you have to do it a random number of times to capture the flag. And if you do it correctly, you will get a code word that you come back to us and say, here's the code word, and that's how we know you actually completed the assignment. So we've kind of got like a puzzle to give people. The trick with the palindrome exercise is it only gives you about 2 seconds to answer, so you can't do it manually. Like it's something you actually have to write software for. But we also don't give you much information about the assignment or what we're looking for. So you can pick any language you want, but we look for you to write tests. We don't tell you that, but we expect good software engineers to write tests for their code. So if you write this assignment and you give it back to us and there's no tests, maybe like -2 points, because that's the thing we look for good software engineers to do. We also know that you can complete this assignment in an hour. You probably can complete it in 30 minutes. So what are you doing with the other 30 minutes? Are you just trying to rush through it, or you want to give us a good piece of work? Because that's what we're looking for in the real world, is people to take their time and produce good software. If you pass that, we move on to what we call the final round. And the final round for us is 2 90-minute interviews with 2 of our engineers in each group. So you're going to talk with 4 people. And the interview it's a mix of personal stuff, like interpersonal relationship stuff, as well as technical. I will tell you for myself, as a hiring manager, I don't care if you know all the things, because no one can know all of the things. I care if you are going to work well with the team I already have. There's a phrase that I use with my group that's teams are immutable. Everyone know what immutable means, right? You can't change it. If I have a team of 5 people and I add a 6th person to that team, I don't just have now that's the old team with a new person. I have a brand new team, right? That person could be like a complete cancer to that team and completely kill morale, or can actually bump up the morale of the team. So every time we lose somebody or gain somebody, I have a brand new team to work with, which means this interview is all about how do you handle yourself working with other people, and how do you handle yourself under pressure. We obviously ask some technical stuff, and I'll give you a couple of examples, but I'm really personally focused on, if I bring you on, are you going to mesh well with